Hi friends, I'm back. It has been some time since my last video, I am aware of that, and that's because there haven't been that many events in my area that I can get to easily. And well, I've joined a group recently, live action role playing group, and they had a Masquerade Ball. The advertisement for the ball has been around for a couple of weeks to a few months, a few weeks to a couple of months, and I was very much umming and ahhing about whether or not I should go, because I've wanted to join this group for a couple of years now, but my anxiety was preventing me from doing so, and eventually I reached out on Facebook and said hello, and they were very welcoming, as I anticipated they would be, and now I'm a part of the group, which is exciting. I wanted to be able to go to at least 3 games first before going to the ball, but I was only able to go to 1 because the rest I was actually quite sick. I did not have the energy to do so. And I talked to the leader of the group I'm with, and she said just go. So I did. And well, the ball was last weekend, and I started making my dress before that, a week before that. I was determined to challenge myself to make it within the Easter weekend, and well, here it is, part 1, and you will find out why it's part 1. If this video, 3-part video, inspires you to make your own outfit, I do hope you will come to my Instagram and tag me in your pictures or send it to me, because I would love to see them. Honestly, knowing that I inspire people it's very heartwarming, because these are the inspirations I took for my masking outfit, and the people that created these are brilliant. So this is my rendition of those ideas as well.
On those sheltering arms in the springtime of the year, the sounds of the birds seem to fill the wood, that when the fiddler plays, all the voices can be heard long past their woodland days. We've been rambling all the night in some time of this day. Turning back again, we bring the garden
It was at this very moment, when I'm finishing my sewing, that I changed my mind. So I finish it anyway and wait until Saturday to go buy the fabrics I want. I was just at Spotlight and I spent over $100 again on the dress for next weekend, and now I've got to go to my arts and crafts shop and get a mask, because Spotlight didn't have any that I liked, and they didn't have any plain ready to go masks anymore, except those really big paper mache type ones, which I am sad about. I would just like just a simple one, and then I was going to cut out paper in the shape of like autumn leaves, oak leaves, and paint those, and then I'll have a lovely big mask to hide all my insecurities. I hope my arts and crafts shop has what I'm looking for, so let's go. I end up buying this lovely fabric, absolutely adored it. The colour is mocha and it just drapes and shines and feels so lovely. At this point here that I realized I had gotten the wrong length of fabric. I was short by just under a meter, but I don't let that slow me down. I rearrange the fabric so that I have a front, and I then plan to go back to Spotlight Monday and get the right length of fabric needed for the back at least. Till then, it's time to move on to the bodice. I'm using this lovely brown colour, which I plan to add contrast bits to it. I have made this before, this pattern with the dress, and this time I am planning to use right here. It's a lengthen and shorten part, and I stretch it out by roughly 2 centimeters. It was quite easy to figure out. For those who are not familiar with how big a centimeter is, here is a rough visual aid. It is not quite an inch, but it is the perfect length that I needed. I add on 2 centimeters as well worth of seam allowance, and I use these zigzag scissors to help with the fraying on the satin. I think they're called serrated scissors, but I'm not quite sure. They make a zigzag, so I call them my zigzag scissors. mother has got this adorable little ironing board, which I find rather quite useful for music and ironing small things. What I'm going to be doing next is sewing on some interfacing to allow for stiffness and straightness, at least for the lining, to add more structure in a way to the dress. If you're worried that it looks like I have very little left, you are correct, but also mistaken, because to the left I have a bag with some more interfacing in all different kinds. I like using iron-on interfacing, it makes life just a little bit easier.
Sage, rosemary, and thyme, remember me to one who lives there. For once he was a true love of mine. Tell him to make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, without any seam or fine needlework, and he shall be the true love of mine. Tell him to wash it in yonder well, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, where water sprang and rain never fell, and he shall be the true love of mine. Tell him to buy me an acre of land, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, between the salt water and the sea sand, and then he'll be the true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Remember me to the one who lives there. For once he was a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, remember me to the one who lives there. For once he was a true love of mine. Once he was a true love of mine.
Now I have made this top before because it comes with a dress pattern, and even on that other one the length of the different patterns just did not seem to line up. So here I'm just going to be drawing a straight line between the seams and stitching along that line just to make it all straight and even and not like up down up down. I'm having a break from the top now, and I'm focusing on the second layer of skirt for texture and dramaticness. Now, the next skirt is also going to be a full circle skirt. However, I did make it short, but thanks to fate, I had enough fabric to make the perfect skirt. And anyway, here I'm just making the waistband, and it took so long because I had to undo it all and restitch it. I moved the camera, by the way, because my brother's in the background and I'm respecting his privacy. And then I simply pinned it on, got an elastic band, and it is finished now. It is shorter at the front, longer at the back, and I know it's even though it's seam in the middle, but I don't care. It looked amazing. I loved the color, I loved the drape, I loved how the light caught it all and just shined. I'm trying to hide the seam up a little bit, but in the end I didn't really care. I loved it all. It made me feel so pretty. It was very twirly as well. I love twirly skirts. Using this lovely, shiny, soft pastel gold fabric. I can't remember the name of it, but it was so light and flowy and I really liked it. I did make a small error in judgment about where the fabric ended at the edge, but I was able to fix it in the end. So I'm back at Spotlight now, trying to find some beading for decorations. No idea what I was looking for. I just had the feeling that I'll get it when I see it, but so many choices. Here are some stickers, trying to find inspiration for the mask. I still didn't have a picture to work off of or find inspiration out of just yet, and I was just hoping something would jump and grab my attention, but it was also very lovely to see what they had. My sleeves are all cut out now and I'm very excited by it, and it is almost 2:15 in the afternoon. I feel like time is slipping away from me. I gotta get cracking. Okay, good news. My main skirt is finished, mostly. I've got to hem it still and make a waistband, which is what I am going to do right now. I make the most simplest basic of waistbands. I'd now try to keep it just easy, but with some scrap fabric that's left over, anything that's long and has some width to it, I draw up 2 rectangles and sew them together and cut them out and stitch it straight on, which, you know, this is basically what it looks like. When it comes to the waistband, the only time I really use pins is at the ends to make it neat, tidy, and when it finishes. Everything else is a straight stitch and easy to control with my own hands, including when I am stitching it onto the waistband. I don't know if it would make life easier or not if I pin the entire waistband on first and then stitch it, but this is just what works for me. And it might not work for you, but that's okay. Just do what you can. So I've bounced back between ideas for the bodice top of the dress, and I've just gone back to what I originally planned. However, I have unpicked it all and stitched it in some more because it was far too big. And now hopefully I'm going to press the seams, try it on, see how it feels, and then stitch the lining back on. So see, hopefully that goes well. I still don't know how I'm going to close the back because I don't want to do a zipper. Yeah. So this is what I have left. Thank goodness I've got another one! Yes, I've been using the same colour for everything because I don't care. It has got the colours I want on it, and I think it'll be a nice contrast if anyone can see it. So my back has started playing up on me now, and I was getting to the point of... So I've attached both the sides of the bodice and turned it inside out so they're nice and clean. And I was stitching along the top so that it's together, and then I was going to stitch on the bottom. And I was fixing the middle part, and as I was finishing that, I felt some muscles starting to tighten in my spine, near my muscles. And I took that as a sign to stop and stretch, and now I'm laying on the floor and it's
5:58. I was hoping to be done by now, like putting on the finishing details, but I still gotta finish the bodice, attach the sleeves, hem the sleeves, and hem the skirt. I've gotta fix the skirt because I didn't measure everything properly, and some bits are longer than others, so I'm gonna cut that up as well. But I feel like if I started this whole, sorry, I'm fixing my legs a bit. If I actually started this properly, and on Thursday got the right colours and had this dress planned out, I'm pretty sure I'd be nearly done by now. I'd be working on the mask. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the mask. I had an idea. I just have got time for it. Anyway, so I'm going to fix my back first and then try and finish the bodice, because I started getting back problems back in high school when I thought I had a week to finish an assessment, and I tried to get it all done as fast as possible, and it caused me back issues because of the bending over a table and whatnot. I'm twisting my legs, by the way. I'm just like rotating my hips. That's why I'm wiggling. Anyway. So, I need to take care of myself first, even though I want to finish this challenge. I know I'm not going to finish it today, but the fact that I can see the finishing line, and I have just under a week to finish it now, I'm not stressing about it. I'm excited, actually. But yeah, sadly, I could not complete it. Maybe, I don't know, 6 hours. Whew.